शिवाय नमो शिवाय नमो हराय नमो हराय नमो शिवाय नमो शिवाय नमो हराय नमो सर्वेश्वरा मां पाहि प्रभु मां पाहि विभो। शंभो शंकरा सदा शिवाय सर्वेश्वरा मां पाहि प्रभो मां पाहि विभो मां पाहि प्रभो। हर 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 हराय नमो शिव 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 शिवाय नमो हराय नमो शिवाय नमो शिवाय नमो हराय नमो हराय नमो शिवाय नमो शिवाय नमो हराय नमो हराय नमो शिवाय नमो शिवाय नमो हराय नमो सर्वेश्वरा मां पाहि प्रभु मां पाहि विभो। शंभो शंकरा सदा शिवाय सर्वेश्वरा मां पाहि प्रभो मां पाहि विभो मां पाहि प्रभो। हर 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 हराय नमो शिव 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 शिवाय नमो हराय नमो शिवाय नमो शिवाय नमो हराय नमो हराय नमो शिवाय नमो शिवाय नमो हराय नमो हराय नमो शिवाय नमो शिवाय नमो हराय नमो सर्वेश्वरा मां पाहि प्रभु मां पाहि विभो। शंभो शंकरा सदा शिवाय सर्वेश्वरा मां पाहि प्रभो मां पाहि विभो मां पाहि प्रभो। हर 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 हराय नमो शिव 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 शिवाय नमो हराय नमो शिवाय नमो शिवाय नमो हराय नमो हराय नमो शिवाय नमो शिवाय नमो हराय नमो हराय नमो शिवाय नमो शिवाय नमो हराय नमो सर्वेश्वरा मां पाहि प्रभु मां पाहि विभो। शंभो शंकरा सदा शिवाय सर्वेश्वरा मां पाहि प्रभो मां पाहि विभो मां पाहि प्रभो। हर 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 हराय नमो शिव 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 शिव।
गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत न शृण्वन्नोतिभिस्सीदसादनम् ॐ श्री महागणपतये नमः। सरस्वत्यै नमो नित्यं भद्रकाल्यै नमो नमः। वेदान्त विद्यास्तानेभ्यः च ॐ नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। यो गुरुः स शिवः प्रोक्तः यः शिवः स गुरुः स्मृतः विकल्पं यस्तु कुर्वीत स नरो गुरुतल्पः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ॐ नमः शिवाय 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 ॐ नमः शिवाय। शंकर गुरु जय शंकर गुरु शंकर गुरु जय शंकर गुरु शंकर भगवत्पाद शंकर गुरु शंकर भगवत्पाद शंकर गुरु Shankara Guru, Shankara Guru, Shankara Guru, Shankara Bhagavat Pad, Shankara Guru, Shankara Bhagavat Pad, Shankara Guru, Shankara Guru Jaya, Shankara Guru, Shankara Shankara Bhagavat Pad, Shankara Guru, Shankara Guru, Shankara Guru. Om Har Namah Parvati Pate, Har Har Mahadev. Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Hari Om. When we are going in some unknown territory, it is prudent and wise to ask somebody. Going without asking and without following, it will become either detrimental or a fruitless exercise. The area of sadhana is very unknown territory. You don't know what is jap, you don't know the meaning of jap, you don't know what are the depth of jap. We don't know what is puja. We don't know what is Vedanta. Even if you know, you don't know how to apply it. So all these are very ticklish and subtle points. I say do jap, that is not sufficient. That is not complete by itself. You need a very, very matured person around you who himself has traveled for years on this path to be with you in this journey. Sadhya sadhan mimansa. What is sadhya? What is sadhan? What is gain? What is jnana? What is karma yoga? What is jnana yoga? It takes years and years to understand. And that too with a consistent listening and surrendering. And therefore the role of our gurus are very important in our life. Otherwise we will be going everywhere, reaching nowhere. Today you read this book, tomorrow you read that book. All have their own viewpoints. I don't know which angle he is coming from. All appear good. When all sadhana appear good, then all roads appear good to you, then you are not on the path. One who is on the path, he only focused on one road he wants to go. And therefore this God has to make a coincidence that such a representative of divine should come in my life. He should understand what is my problem. I should understand him. Both should interview each other. How to interview? Teacher can interview student. How a student interviews the teacher? Through the talks. Talk is the area where it's the best introduction of the teacher, and students' questions are answered. And therefore, in Vedanta courses, we have copies that notes writing. Through that, we interview the student. But what he understood, what is his stage, what he is not understanding, what he is written. I never said this. Some points I never said he is writing a story or what I said. He is a good story writer. Sometimes you wonder that this conclusion was not given. Sometimes he wrote something what he has read somewhere else. Quite advanced things he wrote. I said, what is taught, that alone you write, that class. Don't write something else. If this coincidence can come, which happened in the life of Totakacharya, to have Guru is not an issue. It won't help a lot. It will help, but to have Guru will not help a lot. Mad love for Guru alone will help here. If the trust and faith is not infinite, your path will become lot of difficulty you will walk. You will stumble at every step because it needs lot of following. You give a chance, don't ask too many questions. Why? And if you don't have trust, don't think he is my Guru. Follow him as a saint. Don't follow. If you follow 100%. Otherwise, don't follow. Partial following will make you more broken inside. If you don't have complete trust, incomplete trust is equal to broken heart. Your heart will be torn. He said, no, it's saint I go, I follow something, I don't follow everything. But of course, your sadhana nishtha will never come without the Guru. Nishtha in sadhana, that this jap has been given and I will do it. Nishtha, that commitment to your jap or puja will never come. You will not be sure about that. Nishtha in sadhana will never come. Your holding power will not be there. So someday you have to pray to have some teacher. And pray that I can have that discipleship also. Even best teacher can't do anything unless you have the commitment and you have total dedication. Because we are dealing with ignorance and our vasanas which are very deeply engraved. You are dealing with a very difficult enemy called ego. You are dealing with your calm, you are dealing with your anger, you are dealing with your jealousies. You are dealing with your complexes. It's a very, 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 very difficult area. And you have no support if you have left the world or if you want to be totally committed. You have burned the bridges or burned the boats in the river. Well, if bridges are burned, boats are still there. No. You have burned the bridges and drowned the boats. If you have not drowned and burned the bridges, then you will always think of other option. In path of sadhana, there is no option. Only other option is death. Gautam Buddha's famous line is, Shariram va padayami, karyam va sadhayami. Either body will fall or I'll attain the goal. And there to help us at every moment is not Guru, Guru's devotion. Because devotion makes you very firm in holding the words, in taking pains to follow somebody. No Guru will give you easy jobs, that get up late in the morning, sleep whenever you want. You can be angry. You do something when you want. You go wherever you want. These teachers will not be. He will be after your vasana and ego, and therefore, if you are not a devotee, you will never be having a very good relation with your teacher. I have lived in many ashrams. I have seen it. It was not the best relation. Because I can't sacrifice my ego, I can't sacrifice my vasanas. I can't take if somebody talks to me, you are wrong. I can't take that. Here you have to hear 10 times in a day, you are wrong. And that every day, if you are wrong, you are right, you are also here. And therefore we are not, he will go scan each corner of your mind and tell what is there, which you will not like. Egoistic person doesn't like to be corrected because he feels I am looked down. If the seekership is not very full blown, you will suffer on this spiritual path. Either you be on all ways and your progress will be very slow here and there. But if I am totally committed, then I have to give up everything to please the Lord, to please the Guru. Don't make your path difficult. And again I am going to say something which will not, that the Shraddha to the teacher, you cannot make it. It is inbuilt. And therefore grace of God is required. If you have done punya, then only you will have Shraddha. This was Totakacharya, yesterday you heard. Any amount of learning, any amount of reading will not take away your anger and desire and passion. Any amount of visiting the pilgrimage and any amount of discoursing also. You may take classes on Gita and Ramayana and classes on Upanishads. It won't make you quiet. Quietness can come only by extreme devotion, not little devotion. Shanti will not come. Sadly, this is the law. Ananyata is not there, Tivrata is not in bhakti. Little bhakti, little Vedant, here and there, it doesn't make too much of difference. Okay. And therefore this Leela was given in front of us by Abhedananda Swami in Shankara. He also has mentioned about it. Therefore most seekers suffer. Either they are half cooked or they are ill informed or they don't follow the teacher. Either they don't have proper teacher. Either they have not lived with the teacher. Either they live and they could not follow. And therefore that brilliancy is not, that purity is not there. Let me go ahead now. This was yesterday's extension. Kyo bhai? I'm surprised to see Madan bhai has come. You told her what? No? I thought you had told. Bhiksha is today. Huh? Huh? I thought you have left us during this time, difficult time. Huh? Never. During this time. During this time, people are leaving us. Only she has not left us. Rohit also has come today. कहाँ से रोहित आए आज इनका अवतार? ये तो नहीं आए थे 6 दिन. 6 days I don't see you. How it was holiday today? Okay. Anyway, good to see you. Thank you. Sringeri they were living, and Prasthantrayi study of Brahma Sutra Upanishads was over. One day Shankaracharya Bhagwan called Sureshwaracharya, who was Mandan Mishra. He said, Sureshwaracharya, you should write a Vartik on my Brahma Sutra. Vartik and commentary are different. Commentary is when you write something as it is, you explain that thing in detail. Vartik is a critical analysis. Critical means you write what is merits, what is not merits, what is omitted, and what is not right also. And now he being the disciple, which disciple would like to venture on this project that I should be critically analyzing my teacher's composition? He said, Bhagavan, how is it possible for me? How can a lamp illuminate the sun? I mean, you are already so great. I cannot write. Bhagavan said, Bhagavan is Shankaracharya Bhagavan. He said, by Sureshwar, you are genius. You are a versatile genius. Karma Kand, everything you have gone through, each Vedas are on the tip of your tongue. So, I think you do it and it will be good. So, he said, okay, Guru Agya Gariyasi. Other disciples heard this, especially Padmapadacharya. He didn't like this idea. Ab Totakacharya didn't comment too much. He said, whatever Acharya says is fine. And our Hastamalkacharya, he was totally absorbed. He didn't bother on this. He said, who is writing and what is written? All are false. All this is part of Maya. But Padmapadacharya was very restless. And it caused a lot of ripples in his mind and perturbed. And he told to other friends, other three disciples, they had a meeting. And Chit Sukh was there, if you remain. He communicated this to Shankaracharya Bhagavan. What goes in the disciple, that is slowly going to the teacher also. One person is there who tells that. Somewhere the news reaches. Secretly, I don't know who told, but it reaches somewhere. Cat is out of the bag. And this is Padmachacha. He wanted also that it should reach my point, that because he was the propounder of Karmimamsa. So he thought when he will write critically, he will not give a due place to merits and he will highlight demerits. Because he was whole life he was in one area, and now recently he has come for 2-3 years. He is new in Vedanta and he is more firm in his karma kand, therefore I can't trust him. So Shankaracharya called Padmapadacharya. He said, by Padma, do you think this he will not do justice in his analysis? He said, sorry to say, but I don't trust him. Because he is deeply ingrained in Mimamsa, Karmimamsa. Jaimini Sutras he has been writing and talking and doing. And he is a new Vedantin. So I don't think so. Sorry, it is your decision, but I don't think so that he will do justice. He may, but I doubt. He said, okay, let us give him another work than this. So he called him. Well, who called whom? There are so many people. He called him, you are saying. He means Shankaracharya, he called Sureshwaracharya. He said, Sureshwar, do one thing. write a work on Vedanta. Different work than Bhashya. Don't touch on the Bhashya. Just write separately. And he wrote one text called Naishkarma Siddhi. Masterpiece. I have that. I want to take it sometimes. And that text he wrote. And this copy was given to Padmaswacharya. When Padmapadacharya saw that, he was astounded and stunned by the work. And the last verse of that particular text glorified Bhagavan Shankaracharya as the gurus of all guru, acharyas of all acharya, who remove the darkness of samsara. Vedanta udaravarti bhaswadamilam dhvantachidasmadhyah divyam jnanamatindriyepi vishaye vyahanyate nakvachita yo no nyaya shalakayaiva nikhilam samsara bijan tamaha protsarya virakarshit guru guru पूज्याय नमय नमस नस्मै नमः. After that he read again and again Padmapada. And he became very, very sad after reading. Understood? Why? They were very pure souls. They don't justify themselves. Purer you are, more intolerant you are toward your mistakes. You don't hush up the whole thing. You don't sweep under the carpet. You are very serious about your mistakes. You don't leave yourself. So he went and offered prostrations to Sureshwaracharya. Anyway, and he said he can write. So he wrote Vartik on Brihadaranyaka and Aitri Upanishad, not on Brahma Sutra. Somehow it didn't happen. So then he was called, Padmapadacharya was called by Shankaracharya Bhagavan. He said, why don't you write not Vartik, Tika on my Brahma Sutra Bhashya. Tika will be explaining that meaning. Vartik will be critical analysis. To analyze critically, you have to be very, very sharp and very, very well versed in them. Otherwise, you don't know what is right and wrong. And he said that if this work of yours is well propagated, then it will get lot of clarity. And Vijay Dimdima will be the name of this work of Tika. It is called Panchpatika. Anyway, so he wrote it. Who? Padmapadacharya. He wrote it. But he was very restless after that. After this incident, Padmapadacharya was not balanced. Anytime he saw Sureshwaracharya, he started prostrating. And although he completed that work, that Tika he wrote, Padmapadacharya wrote that Tika, the gloss he wrote. But some unknown thing, this is a play of destiny. Sometimes you get disinterested by something. You get totally aloof. Destiny is a very typical thing. Whom you liked, you feel I don't like. So don't trust if somebody is saying I love you. Okay? Because you don't know when he'll stop loving. Therefore I never trust. And don't praise anybody too much. Why? Because the person whom you praised, for what you are praising, he does something else someday. You feel, why I was praising so much? I didn't know this. So please reserve yourself. Don't get very close. Because you don't know when he will leave you. prarabdha sometimes acts on the mind also, and mind goes fizzy. Not only body also. अच्छा खासा आदमी था, क्या हो गया उसको? I don't know what happened to him today. He said, I'll never leave you. And he's saying, I want to leave you. And he left. So don't be so confident about anybody, any world. Keep a safe distance. And mentally keep on thinking, if he leaves today, I'll be fine. Prepare yourself for everybody's leaving. Now, Padmapadacharya, at a very young age he came. What is his name? His name? Well, I forgot. क्या नाम था पद्मपादाचार्य? सनंदन. बोले हाँ यही था. Yes. Anandam. Not Anandam. Sanandan. Okay. He went to Bhashyakar one day. He said, I am very disturbed from inside. He said, what happened to you? He said, I just want to go to Rameshwaram and condole for all my sins. I have not done the right thing. I am perturbed. I don't know why I want to get separated from you. You are the pilgrimage. But the urge is too strong to go to Rameshwaram. I'll go and come back. I feel I will be purer after taking bath in the ocean there, after doing Abhishek of Lord Shiva. I'll come and serve you after that. But my mind is not with me. देखो ऐसा mind हो जाता है. Some people say because of distrusting Sureshwaracharya. When a saint is disrespected in somebody's life or mistrusted, his life can never be quiet. Sureshwaracharya was equivalent, as I told you, he has a Brahmaji's ansh, whose wife was Saraswati. Can you imagine his height? Ubhay Bharati. So a person is surrounded by his devatas. So when you do something wrong or disturb, that devata will see that your life will be disturbed. Therefore, be very careful with the saints, especially of this category. It will make your life very difficult. Sureshwaracharya was very casual. He said, what is the problem? These things do happen. This is a part of life, yaar. तो होता रहता है. But he remained silent, Padmapadacharya. So Bhagwan Bhashyakar called one brahmachari who was a disciple of Padmapadacharya. His name was Vishnu Datta, not Vishnu Sharma, not that. Chitsukh his name was there. His Vishnu Datta was there. When he said, please go and serve him, he should not be allowed to go alone. He is not in that state of mind. Serve him. He is a realized saint. Serve him as you serve a temple. Go. Because some ill luck is likely to come on him, on Padmapadacharya. Go ahead. So he went there, and there he went to Kalhasti. I don't know you have gone to Kalhasti or not. You have gone to Kalhasti, where Vayuling is there, where Kannappa had worshipped Shivling. Their ling is made out of Vayu. The flame flickers there. Bhagwan Shiva is in the form of Vayu there. Like Chidambaram is there in Tamil Nadu. Vayu ling is there. Agni ling is there. Prithvi ling is there. Jal ling is there. 5 lingas are there. And by the grace of God, God has taken me to all these places. यानी कृपा है भगवान की, क्या है, हमको तो पता नहीं था ये सब. And then after having darshan, so he was constantly along with him. Vishnu Datta was constantly along with Shankaracharya. No, Padmapadacharya. In the city of Kachi they went, they had Kamakshi darshan. Kamakshi? नहीं कामाक्षी नहीं, साउथ में रह के भी नहीं. कामाक्षी, wow, Varadraj temple is there, and lot of temples are there in Kachi. And our Vijendra Swami is also there in Kachi. Shankaracharya was there, Jain Swami was there, Chandrasekharan Swami was there. There are very stalwarts. बहुत बड़े बड़े संत वहाँ, like Sringeri is there, Kachi is also like there. So after that, I'm giving a path so that you can remember the Devata also. They went to Sri Rangam. Who? Shankaracharya. Arey nahi bhai, this Padmapadacharya and Vishnu Datta. Okay. And they had Jambukeshwar is there. Water ling is there, ling made out of water. And there is one Deviji's temple, Akhilandeshwari is there. सबका नाम है, सबको प्रणाम कर लेते हैं. There also Deviji had called. And this is where they were going there. And Padmapadacharya, he had his temple there. I mean, his uncle there in Sri Rangam. Ranganath ji is there in Sri Rangam. Listen to this name. One day he will call you. कहाँ यहाँ बैठो? Go there also. So he was a great scholar, his uncle, but little mean-minded. Scholar has nothing to do with your mind, I tell you. I have lost faith in all these things. After going through the world, so much scholarship people have and mind is so cheap. And this was a scholar of Karmimansa, his uncle, Padmapadacharya. I mean, scholarship is good if you are pure-minded. It is a ladder towards realization. Without purity of mind and without devotion, everything is a poison. It was better to be illiterate and just chant Lord's name. It was better if I had not gone to the universities and colleges. I would have just chanted Lord's name. If devotion is not there, everything is insipid. Lavanheen sab vyanjan jaise, like the saltless food, Swamiji says. Bhagatheen sab sukh kaise, lavanheen sab vyanjan jaise. All the devotion, without devotion, all joys are like the food without salt. So please have salt. So he was a follower of Karmimansa. So he had taken, Padmapadacharya had taken his tika, if you remember, what he wrote. So he showed it as a mark of respect and taking grace. So when he saw that, it was all refuting Karmimansa. So very cunningly, he said, give it to me, I will read it. Then I'll give back to you. So he gave it. There was no printed copy and all that. And he said, okay, I'm going to. From there he went to Rameshwaram. So Kalhasti, then Kachi, then Sri Rangam, then Rameshwaram. Rameshwaram you have gone. Stay Rameshwaram you have gone. Before, with me or before that? With me, acha. Huh? Acha. You also gone Rameshwaram. Huh? You have gone to Rameshwaram. Right? Rameshwaram you have gone. Anyway. So slowly Rameshwaram is a beautiful and one of the important pilgrimage of Hindus. And there, Sita ji has made that Shivling which is worshipped. So he went there, offered milk, etc. And there is a Dhanushkoti place is there. where Bhagwan Ram waited, and from that point bridge is there towards Sri Lanka. There's a bridge, still bridge is there. Huh? Between Sri Lanka and bridge is there. And India, there's a point here. And they tried to break the bridge to make a way for the navy because there's a long route is there for the ship. Their ship broke and all instrument broke. They couldn't break that bridge. Anyway, that's another issue. So he went there and they take bath in the ocean there. He did Abhishek, etc. He's very, very happy, very, very quiet. Padmapadacharya, remembering his Acharya. And on the way back, after doing Puja Abhishek, at that time big temple was not there. Now, temple is very big. It has 1,000 pillars. Very long temple. It takes centuries to build it. Not like we build in 1 year or 6. Not like that. Centuries. It is very, very big temple. Beautiful. And there is 21, that mounds are there. So, they came back and he went to his house, uncle's house, to take the copy of what he had given. And they saw that that house has been into heaps of ashes. It has been burnt. So uncle shifted to other house. So he said, I'm so sorry. My house got burnt. And in that, all what we had written also got burnt. Actually, it was a conspiracy. To burn his copy, he burned the house. But Padmapadacharya, with the soul of saint's soul, he said, I'm not concerned about his copy got burned. After so much hard work, but he said, I'm not concerned, but I'm very much unhappy why your house got burnt and all this. Anyway, they stayed in the night. And all through, Vishnu Datta was serving him. You need somebody to do seva also. So that night when he was serving, so he gave a milk with the poison, his uncle. This is what I was talking about. And he gave a milk with the poison and he drank. Padmapadacharya. His life was saved because grace of Shankaracharya Bhagwan was there, who had served him for so long. Kavach Abheda Vipra Guru Puja. He Sambhijay Upayana Puja, because he had served him. But his mind was gone insane. He used to laugh at times, he used to weep at times. And now, he said, Vishnu, take me to my Guru. I'm not in myself now. He is my solace. I'm laughing sometimes, crying sometimes. I think something has affected my mind and brain. I'm not same quiet person. If a person go for quietness, then worst comes out. He said, I don't think so I can live without my teacher. And this Vishnu Datta was not as innocent as him. He was very sharp-witted and he knew worldly matters also. But Padmapadacharya didn't know too much of worldly matters, that this is also possible. So he also drank the milk, but he couldn't think that this is possible, that Vishnu Datta find out. This, after the milk was, then he made 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. Then he called him his uncle. He said, one who has done something, opposite will happen to him. So be careful, okay? So, and then it will happen later on. This way, he started his return journey to his teacher, to his Guru. Guru-less life is very difficult. When I say less means, at least wherever a person is, he should have faith in that teacher. And especially after you have lived with him. After you had interacted a lot, you had so much of samskar of the teacher. Because around, their livelihood was also, sometimes they are not getting bhiksha, etc. With Shankara, everybody was getting bhiksha very easily. हाँ, now शब्द है भिक्षा, so his whole body got emaciated. Diseases, वहाँ भिक्षा नहीं मिलती थी. Clothes were torn. ये भगवान की कृपा से होता है. And when Shraddha is in front of me, our heart dances. If you have a lot of faith in somebody, and if that person is also there, then your heart dances, it chirps, it laughs. Shraddha gets its object and its feast. Shraddha is not there, difficult. Shraddha is there, then you will think of that. Anyway, this was going on. So they started going towards return journey. And Vishnu Datta was now more, this is why Shankaracharya Bhagavan had sent this boy with him. Because he needs more attention. When somebody is not well, he needs more attention. Not tension, attention. And every day, Bhagavan Shankaracharya's schedule was same. And one day to his students, he was teaching Brother Anyak. And all of a sudden, he stopped and closed his eyes. Can you guess? He said, I am strongly reminded of my mother now. She is remembering me. She is on her deathbed. And this was after 13, 14 years. He never went back to Kalani. At Kalani, in between he never went also. He was not a small lad of 8 years, small boy. He was not a Jagat Guru, who was equally reverend as Bhagavan Vedavyas. In many ways as Lord Shankar. He said, you all stay. Chitsuk. Where is Chitsuk? Chitsuk is Vishnu Sharma. Remember that? His childhood friend. He said, let's go. And you all continue? Sureshwaracharya said, we also want to come and have darshan of your mother. He said, you can come slowly walking, we'll go fast. Both went. ये पावर होती देखो भगवान की. And then on the way, the river came. And they closed the eyes. And lo, they were near that place. From Sringeri, in no time he already reached. This is yogic power. I mean, if mother remembers and he also remembers, and to give a promise that Eshyami, anytime you remember me, at the last time I'll come, you can't, worldly person can't do all this. Whose one son was there, only son was there, he only left. And there was news, she used to get the news that this is the news, we are hearing that. Some people used to give off and on the news. So now they were going towards the house where she was living and where the childhood of Bhagavan Shankaracharya had passed, if you remember that. And her Aryamba was almost on the deathbed. And you know what she was saying? Shankar will come. While before going, he had said that Eshyami, you should have faith, I'll come. And at that time, one few children and boy came running to her house. He said, Ma, 2 sadhus are coming. 2 saints are coming. And her heart jumped with delight and one jumped with joy. And the dim eyes started flashing and started becoming intense and more radiant. And after 13 years, this now the boy Shankar who left only as a boy Shankar of 8 years, now is Jagat Guru Shankaracharya, who had already written Bhashya on most ticklish text also. He entered the house. Same house where he had spent his childhood. And same mother he saw, who was now very old, shining with his brilliant complexion. And the aura was there around him as if the sun has dawned, that color was there in his, the cloth color was there, ochre robes were there, tall sage was there, clad in her saffron robe, wearing the beads of Rudraksh, and mala was there, and the tripund was on his forehead, and dand was there of the sannyasis, and kamandal was there. Both the saints walked inside the house. And Ma saw, she was transfixed. Oh, he has become so tall. Mata Shankaramagatam Didisutam Pasya. I'm your son. And he offered his prostrations. The mother and father of a sannyasi is a very difficult role. Because somebody who is not good, everybody wants he should go away. But he was a very serving child. Supposing somebody is troublesome child, bole go, le jaiye isko. This, somebody kidnapped somebody's son. There's a kidnapper, he kidnapped. So the kidnapper called the father. He said, give me 50,000. Then only I'll give the son back. He said, I'll give you 50 more thousand, keep him with it. I'll give you 100,000. He's quite troublesome. And here, he said, she held the hand of Bhagavan, kissed him, embraced him. माँ है ना, माँ का तो एक ही बच्चा ही रहता है साने. And her husband passed away, and his relatives were not very cooperative. He sat on the bed. He said, Ma, what do you want? He said, first of all, become my Guru. Because if Guru is not there, then God will not come. With Guru Bhakti only Ishwar Bhakti comes. Guru can come without Ishwar, but Ishwar can't come without Guru. Therefore, you are Guru of so many. You move like a sun all around the world. You purify the place. And that time, Shankaracharya Bhagavan, he said, okay, I'll give you vision of Lord Shiva now. This comes. And he started giving the vision of Lord Shiva to his mother. You know the vision of Lord Shiva you have heard? Shiv Manas Puja. Chandrodbhasit Shekhare Smarhare Gangadhare Shankare Sarpair Bhushita Kantha Karna Vivare Netrota Vaishwanare Dante Tvakrit Sundaram Varadhare Trailokya Sare Hare Mokshartham Kuruchat vrittimakhilam anyayistu kim karma bihi. So he sang one hymn in Bhujanga Pratyaya meter that goes like a snake. Anadyamantamadya param tattamartam chidakaram ekam turiyam kevalam tu evayam tvam ayam. And she had a darshan of Lord Shiva. देख रहे हो इतनी शक्ति है, ये सेंट है, भगवान का दर्शन ही करवा दिया, साक्षात करवा दिया. So totally she became totally quiet, transfixed. And then she said, Shankar, Shankar, I'm a devotee of Lord Vishnu. मतलब उनका दर्शन करो, पहले बताना चाहिए था. लोग चालाकी कर जाते हैं. And then Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji chanted Krishna Ashtakam. And if you go to Kaladi, there is a Vishnu temple, Krishna temple is there, where his mother used to live. Now it's still there. Boli, you are saying, I'm so tempted now, as if from the after class I should go visit it. You tempt me so much, this is there, that is there. Shriyashlishto Vishnu Sthirchar Guru Veda Vishaya Dhyam Sakshi Shuddha Harirasurahan Tabjanayana Gadi Shankhi Chakri Vimalavanmali Sthiruruchi Sharanyo Leokesh Mama Bhavatu Krishna Kshi Vishaya. O Krishna, become the object of my eyes. Yata Sarvam Jatam Viyadanila Mukhyam Jagadidam Isthito Nishesham Yovati Nija Sukham Shena Madhuha Laye Sarvam Swasmin Harati Kalaya Yastu Savibuhu Sharanyo Lokesha Mama Bhavatu Krishno Kshi Vishaya. He chanted Krishna Ashtakam. माँ के सर पे हाथ रख के, by putting the hand on the head and the forehead, she had darshan of Lord Vishnu. देख रहे हो, सब मिल गया. This is the fruit of faith and tapasya of Arambama. After, now her last moment was there. He was chanting the name of Lord, Bhagavan Shankaracharya. And chanting the name of Lord, she said, Ma, you are the Brahman, you are the self. And she got established in the self. And left the body. Her face became absolutely quiet. And all her tapasya of being alone the fruit was given. You remember that? She and her husband, Shiva Guru, initially did tapasya and they chanted the name of Lord and wanted Lord as the son. ये शक्ति है इनकी. No relatives are coming now. Sannyasi is not supposed to cremate. Sannyasi doesn't cremate anybody. He doesn't offer fire. Last rites he doesn't perform. Because he has no son, no father, no mother. But nobody was there. Even to help, nobody was coming. So Shankaracharya Bhagavan, but he had given the verse that I will do the cremation. Very exceptional. Rather they objected and he cremated. But he cursed also. People around. He said, you will also have to bury. No sannyasi will come on your place. And you will also have to go through this. 2-3 curses was there like that. I'm not going to that. Anyway, they say, without the blessings of the mother, spiritual path is very difficult. Because if somebody has gone through a lot of pains, it is the mother. And therefore, if you remember, he took permission from his mother and then came. That crocodile had caught. And then he was about to now leave. And lo, Sureshwaracharya, etc. now came. And this took 24 days. He said, you came so fast, it took so long for us to come. Well, when did you start? He said, we started immediately after you left. Anyway, then Chutsukhi, who was there, he said, he took us to very, very fast he took. And that king of that place came, he said, as a childhood, once I came with a gift, Rajshekhar. He said, allow me to serve you now. His old friends who were there, they came. He is not the same Shankaracharya, he is not same Shankar. Now, Padmapadacharya also came there, along with this disciple called Vishnudat. Seeing him, he was totally emaciated. He fell at the feet of his Guru. Acharya said, Tat, Kathamaste? How are you? How's everything else? He said, Unmatto. I have gone mad. I'm not having a proper mind. Bhavan, Bhanan, you are my father, you are my mother. I didn't have a good time in my pilgrimage all the time. I lost my memory. I lost that tick also. But I wrote. He said, Padmapadacharya, that was your karma. Don't worry. You'll be fine by God's grace. This writing books and all these things, all this is a sign of not. It is only in the realm of Maya. Don't worry. Now you have come to me, you will be all right. In presence of Guru, everything is all right. Shariram surupam yathava kalatram yashascharu chitram dhanam meru tulyam gururangri padme manaschena lagnam tatakim 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 tatakim. You have heard this? He said, may your intellect be quiet. So he put his hands on the head, embraced him, and he got everything in life after that. So like an infant gets separated from the mother, And after he got united, similarly Padmapadaja got back his mother, father. When we leave our house, our father, mother, money, don't have. Like the mother asked me to eat food, no Guru asks. Like the father is sometimes strict, Guru is strict. Like when I need money, no teacher gives money. You have nobody else at that time. If I am ill, nobody else is there. गुरु कृपांजन पायो मेरे भाई, राम बिना कछु देखत नाही. Guru Kripa, he said, Padmapada, what happened to that book? He said, it got burnt. He said, but you had dictated to me. He said, I will reproduce everything. Imagine, once listening and reproducing. We listen every day, still we forget what is Guru Stotram also. Morning I see that. Chaitanya Shashwata Shanto is sometimes gone, sometimes Saraswati Shiro Ratni is gone. Two versions go parallelly. Quite a scene is there. I smile. Panchpadika was completed. He went, he said, Acharya, I should not be trapped by this bondage of learning now. Whole thing is started because of, I thought Sureshwaracharya cannot write. I am sorry. Please forgive me. This happened. They all came together now. Guru Matu Pita, Guru Bandhu Sakha, Tere Charanu mein Swami Koti Pranam. है ना? कितना है? So tomorrow is Gurudev's Jayanti also. Tomorrow is 8th May. So tomorrow we'll talk on Har Puj Gurudev. And day after I will resume what is left. I thought I'll complete it today. But why to rush? थोड़ा सा आनंद के साथ चलते हैं. What's the hurry? गुरुदेवाय तुम्हारे चरण है राम चरण, गुरुदेवाय तुम्हारे चरण है कृष्ण चरण, है कृष्ण चरण. जो भी रूप में ब्रह्मा विष्णु, वही रूप में गुरु. जो भी रूप में राम और कृष्ण, वही रूप में गुरु. गुरुदेवाय तुम्हारे चरण है राम चरण, है कृष्ण चरण. He is the same one who ran on the across the river, Padmapada, whom he called. The same one. बड़े भक्त थे इन लोग. They are not ordinary people. They were Devatulya. They were Dev Purush. They were avatar of some Devata coming like that. Rastamalkacharya, Padmapadacharya, Sureshwaracharya. This is written. And Totkacharya, etc. बहुत भक्ति थी. Otherwise, how can they can be so close to Lord Shiva, only this one? He became quiet after that. After that, that insanity, what was his troubling his mind, that left him. And now what will happen? We'll see day after tomorrow. Om Har Namah Parvati Pade Har Har Mahadev. Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Hari Om.
Haraye Namo, Shivaya Namo, Shivaya Namo, Haraye Namo, Sarveshwara Mam Pahi Prabhu, Pahi Prabhu Mam, Pahi Vibhu, Shambho Shankara Sada Shivaya. Sarveshwara Mam Pahi Prabhu, Pahi Prabhu Mam Pahi Vibhu, Pahi Vibhu Mam Pahi Prabhu, Har 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 Hara Namo, Shiva 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 Namo, Haraya Namo, Shivaya Namo, Shivaya Namo, Haraya Namo, Haraya Namo, Shivaya Namo.